Yeah, I don't ever remember feeling like this. But I'm out here in these YouTube streets. So I want you to get your fingers.
I don't know what you're doing.
I want you to
right
get
now,
your mouse.
I want you to check me out.
And I want you to check me out.
Get ready to do this. It's the relationship rehab. Like, share, and subscribe. We coming at you live. So come on, let's take a ride. Then subscribe to United Guns of America. Just click that link and listen up to what I'm telling you. It's the relationship rehab.
Click that link right now. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Brian Redmond, and I just want y'all to subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? I want you to let me know what you think. I'm gonna talk about some things, you can talk about some things, and we can do our thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all about having a conversation, right? I mean, if we can't talk to each other, then, I mean, what are we really here for? I want y'all to be able to just come over to my channel, talk to me about what's going on with you, and I can tell you what's going on with me, and we can build some things. You know what I'm saying? That's all about growth, baby. So click that link, go ahead and swipe on your phone, whatever you gotta do. Share my content. It's just get me out here, baby. Cause we just talking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like doing what I'm doing because it's about the people. It's about us having a conversation with each other. It's about us discussing whatever needs to be discussed. And on these YouTube streets, this is the best place to do it, baby. Like, share, subscribe. That's right. Click the link. Click the link. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's out here that's already subscribed. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all ain't the first one, and y'all ain't the last one. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that click the link, that click the share, and then subscribe to your boy. Cause we gon' grow this thing together, baby. Relationship rehabbing, United Guns of America. To the world blow up, baby. Yeah. Click the link, baby. Click the link, baby. Yeah. Hey, I just want to send a shout out to all y'all. I love y'all. That's why I do this. It's for the love of us, baby. I appreciate all of y'all. Ooh, we gon' do this thing. We gon' do this thing right here, baby. Hey, look, if you at a computer right now, just go ahead and click your link. What else you got to lose, baby? Tell me what you think. Hit the comment section. You can jump on the live panel. We do it all here. That's what it's all about. So come holler at your boy. I've been doing this for years, but I just got onto this YouTube thing. So hey, let's see what it doing, where it can go.
To United Guns of America. Just click the link and listen up to what I'm telling you, telling you.
Yeah, boy. What's going on, everybody? It is time for another show. I am Brian Redmond. This is the Relationship Rehab. And on tonight, we will be talking about none other than Police Chief Robert Contee. He done put the smackdown on the justice system, and I appreciated him for it. But without further ado, let's get into my favorite part of the show.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Yes, indeed. All right. So I want to try to go ahead and get right into the show. Let me give some shout outs real quick to Joe John, and give a shout out to my man DJ Matt 121. Give a shout out to Tony Snow. What up? Illa Dre, what's happening? Riverdale Kings, DCMDVA. Oh, that's DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I see it. Calvin Dickinson, what's happening? Champ Day, what up? Anthony Red, Way of Life. Hello, man. Hope all is well and is well and blessed. Hey, thank you, man. And same to you. Shout out to my man Chris V. Kango Kid. What up, bro? Hope you all good, man. Yep, we all good over here. My man UFO Kamikaze, what up with it?
And we got CJ Gunn, what's happening? Shout out to Mimi, shout out to War Tom. Hey man, it's been a very good day. It's been a busy week, but hey, I am so glad I'm here to do this show on tonight. I am trying to, oh wait, dang it, I need to finish, I don't know why I closed that out. Damn. I need to keep sharing this out real quick because I forgot to share it to my groups when I was getting ready. But I can do that now and just spend a couple minutes doing it. But I hope everybody's doing well. I hope y'all are enjoying y'all summer thus far. I do want to ask y'all a question. And I know that I'm not the smartest man. I know this. I know I'm not the smartest man. I know that I don't know it all. I trust me. I know this. So that's why I have this question. And I have to ask, and if somebody can answer this question for me, I would really appreciate it. And even if you're watching this on the replay, please feel free to post it in the comment section if you're watching on the replay. But let me ask this question. When it comes to COVID, if you have the shot and I don't have the shot, why would you care if I do or if I don't? There's a part two. And if you have the shot, should you be concerned about catching COVID? That's my question. I just saw that our president is mandating federal employees to have to take the shot. And I guess I'm trying to ask this question because with the death rate being so low when it comes to this virus, so it's like a 99% or 97% survival rate. If that's what it is, so it ain't a lot of people dying from it. And if kids, like ain't kids at all ain't dying, ain't getting it. They're not even getting it. They're not even being sick and then laid down. I mean, if they got a little cold and that's it. If this is happening and there's such a high survival rate, aside from the people with comorbidities, so all the people out there with emphysema, you got cancer, you got your hypertension, you got your high blood pressure, your diabetes, all y'all people aside, and the elderly, why would there be a need to mandate people to have to take a shot for an unapproved vaccine for a virus that doesn't kill the average healthy person? I would love to have somebody answer that for me. Why would y'all care? Because just this virus is like a flu virus, pneumonia, whatever the case may be. There's never been a mandate for the flu virus. If you get it, you get it. If I don't, I don't. If I catch the flu, that's on me. The shot has been made available to all who would want to take it. Why is there a need to take it? Because the thing is, if it's mandated to take it, and they're talking about you got to get a booster every 3 months, then that means you would literally be getting this shit pumped into you every 3 to 6 months. And there is no guarantee that you won't get it because they've said that now. Y'all heard them finally admit that. If you do get the shot, you won't necessarily not get COVID, but if you do get it, you just won't have it as bad. How fucking subjective is that? Oh yeah, you gonna catch it, but you can catch it again, but it won't be as bad. Well, what the fuck do you consider as bad? Just saying. How is it that there is even a conversation being had about this and now legislation is being put into effect around this for some shit that ain't even taking people out like that? If I can choose to drink myself to death And if I can choose to smoke myself to death, why would I have no choice in the shot or the vaccine I put in my body? I look forward to the responses. I do. I look forward to anyone who can answer this. I really do. Colin said, logically, no, I wouldn't care. And no, I wouldn't be concerned about catching it. Same thing I said. Ain't nobody concerned if I got the flu. Ain't nobody concerned if I got pneumonia. Why would you be concerned about this? If you can get because essentially if you get the shot, even if you do get it, you won't have a problem getting over it because it won't be as bad. So why would anybody care? Why would my government, whom I pay every 2 weeks out my check, why would they feel it's necessary to make me take a shot that I won't die from because I have no comorbidities and I'm in pretty fairly decent health, and I don't want to take it. That's all I'm asking. So with that being said, I just had to put that out there. We're going to go ahead and we're going to move right into the show. I'm going to try my best not to be real long. I'm trying to work on cutting my shows down a little bit. So we're going to see how this works. But I still got to get my truth out there. No, the truth. There is no such thing as my truth. I was just bullshit, just so y'all know. There is no such thing as my truth, your truth. It's only the truth. So without further ado, let's do this. And shout out to let me give a shout out to the person who sent me this because I had not seen this. Give a shout out to my connections that I have up in Michigan. I appreciate Agent Honey Chris for putting me on to this. This was a pretty good video. So let's see.
All right, guys, we do have to switch gears here quickly because I see we have our D.C. police. They are talking in front of our cameras. They had that shooting that had happened last night. 2 people were injured. About 20 shots had went off. People in front of this restaurant were taken by surprise, ducking for cover. So police talking about this incident. We're going to jump into it live here for you on Live Now from Fox.
The officers, our officers assigned here in the 3rd District, they recovered a firearm off of.
So this man right here, his name is Police Chief Robert Contee, and he is the chief of police in D.C. And right now he's actually talking about a drive-by shooting that just occurred. So he's going to talk about the shooting and then he's going to talk about crime. So this is pretty good.
Individual down here at 11th and S, Vermont. Right before that, a firearm right up here, 14th and Irving Street. After the sounds of gunshots, right up there. When this shooting happened, officers within 5 seconds of the shooting where it happened. That's unacceptable. It speaks to the brazenness of the criminals that are in these communities that we're dealing with. Some of them are our neighbors, some are. And we have to really figure out what do we want to do as a city in terms of how we respond to this. We can take the political route and talk, all of this fluffy stuff. But I'm going to give it to you straight, where the issues are. And where the issues are, the ecosystem, the justice system that we have right now, it is not functioning the way that it should. The courts are not open. That is a fact. Barely open. So cases from last year, from 2020 that happened during COVID, of violent criminals, they have not been disposed of. What do you think those individuals are? Anybody want to take a guess? They're in community. They're in community, and their cases have not been disposed of. We have to look at, are the things happening that needs.
So him saying being in community, that's basically saying they in the hood. They back in the hood. And I'm going to say this. There's this guy that was on, that's on YouTube. And he was kind of like talking about this same thing about, just the justice system, and more specifically talking about like the prosecuting attorneys and the judges, just not, I guess,
doing their jobs, essentially. Because the thing that the point that I was making is what he's actually reiterating. He's reiterating my point right here about saying, if you're talking about the crime that's happening in your city, and when you have an escalated, a high crime rate, especially when it comes to violent crime, like let's say, for instance, if something picked up like car theft. So car theft rises up. That means that, hey, there's possibly a ring of car thieves that have set up shop in your area, and they are the reason why your car theft has spiked in a particular area. So let's say, over the past 6 months, we've had double the car thefts in our neighborhood or in this particular section of the city. That would mean that there's probably a ring of car thieves that are set up shop in that area, and they are basically going to work, getting it in. They getting these cars, and that's what they're doing. When you're talking about violent crimes, and you're talking about violent crimes at the rate of which, it's doubled, tripled, whatever the case may be, you're having, you went from having maybe 5 to 10 people being shot over a weekend to maybe, 15 to 20. Then you can say, hey, and it's consistent. Then you can say, hey, maybe there's something going on. It could be a gang war, something like that. When you got 70, 80 people getting shot every weekend, that's just not a particular incident or a particular situation that's going on in the community. That's the system. That's the system. That's people getting back out though, and because most of those people are going to be reoffenders. These people that are getting locked up, that are doing all these crimes and stuff like that, these aren't people, this their first time offense. That's why they getting back out and they killing another person while they out on bail. Nope, that's not what's happening. These people are repeat offenders. They are the ones that just got out, been out for a while, and back into that life, and they doing what they do. And because they're not being locked up, and because they're having things like no bond and all, no bail and all that kind of stuff, where they don't have, not no bail, but they're not getting bond. They're just getting sent back out and say, hey, you come back on your own recognizance or whatever, putting them out on I-bonds. That's why this kind of stuff happens. And that's pretty much what he's saying. Y'all ain't locking these people up when we do catch them, and y'all ain't doing nothing but making it worse for the people that actually live in those communities. Trying to be nice to criminals. I just don't understand that. Do I think that a person who commits a crime should be treated like they fucking subhuman? No. But I do not believe that you should treat criminals nicely. Person that comes in for robbing or stealing something that's non-violent, I get it. But coming in saying, this person shot 5 people and he ain't guilty, but this his 3rd case, so we gonna try him, but because it's COVID season, we ain't gonna put him in jail because we don't want to subject him to COVID. Man, are you fucking kidding me? So we gonna subject everybody else in the community to murder or being murdered because he ain't gonna do nothing but do what he been doing and keep terrorizing the fucking community that he live in and others that are around him. He ain't gonna do nothing but do that, but we gonna let him back out because we don't want him to catch COVID. Are you serious? That makes no sense whatsoever.
To happen when we do place individuals under arrest, the guy for carrying the gun there, the guy for carrying the gun there. What happens with that case when it goes through the system? What's the outcome? What is the expected outcome? What does the community expect when a person gets caught with a firearm? What do we expect? Do we expect to see them in the neighborhood in 3 weeks? And if we do, are we saying that that's acceptable? Because most of the communities that I've talked to have no clue what happens with these cases. They don't. But I'm going to tell you the truth. The real issue is we have a vicious cycle of bad actors who do things, no accountability, and they end up back in community. And the police officers, and I guarantee you, when we lock up whoever did this, they will be no stranger to us. I promise you that.
He's right.
So I want us to make sure that we are reclaiming this community. And my hope is that as we do this, that this reverberates through our city, that this is what the response should look like. It should look like this, right? Because there are a lot of corners that I go to after a murder has occurred, and it's just me. It's just the officers. Who are the people that are closest to the pain, right? That's when we get folks' attention.
And here's the thing. This is why I say why it's so important for us to know who our elected officials are in these areas. This is why it's so important. Because those people that you know who the judge is, you know who the district attorney is, you know who your prosecuting attorneys are, when you know those people, you know who your sheriff is, and you go and you make sure that those people are accessible. You go to the sheriff's office. You go and say, instead of standing outside, and I know this gonna sound bad, but it's the truth, and it makes sense. Instead of y'all getting together to stand outside for a vigil, where y'all lighting candles, placing teddy bears, releasing balloons, and wearing airbrush t-shirts or t-shirts with these people that are getting shot and killed, pictures on it, why not go and walk to the courthouse and go see the prosecuting attorney? Why not go to the district attorney's office? Why not go to the mayor's office? Why not go and say, hey, I understand that there's violence going on in the streets. I understand, but this little motherfucker that just got locked up, Trayvon Jones, he better not get out. Well, everybody's innocent until proven. No. I ain't talking about his case. I'm talking about he better not get no bond and just gone. Y'all better not send him back out. That's what y'all need to start doing. Going down to these elected officials' offices, calling the press and saying, we not to say that you accusing them, but say we want to make sure that this boy that done shot 4 people with this AR-15 or with this M16 or with this 22 rifle or with this 38 snub nose or with this 357, whatever the fuck he used, we want to make sure that he ain't back home in 2 days before we even had a funeral. This motherfucker back at home. That's what you need to be going to do, as opposed to getting on the news saying, when we going to put the guns down, y'all? We got to put these guns down, y'all. Instead of letting your elected officials grandstand and talking about we need better gun control, we need to get the guns off the streets, and we need to keep these motherfucking killers and these niggas that's out here causing all these motherfucking crimes off the streets. Fuck what you talking about. Instead of letting them pander to y'all and get on the news and try to put fault this shit on the government needs to take action and give us stricter gun laws. Instead of having them do that, y'all need to say, no, y'all need to stop letting these motherfuckers out of jail. That's where the conversation needs to be. And the reason why I'm saying that, it is because it will actually help keep you all safe. When a judge knows, if I get this motherfucker no bail, I'm going to have 75 motherfuckers at my office tomorrow waiting on me with signs and pots and pans and shit, and the news going to be out there, and we going to be asking the question. That's what you need to be. That's how they need to be realizing, like, damn, this shit is serious. I need to stop. I ain't going to be doing this shit. So when you do got a prosecuting attorney coming in there saying, we need to let this guy out and we don't need to, we don't need to hold anybody in because of COVID. You got a judge saying, nah, fuck that. I'm up for re-election this year. I ain't going to be letting these motherfuckers go home, having these motherfuckers protesting in front of my office every day. No. They got my name out there on them little bulletin boards and shit talking about I ain't shit. Nope. That's how you need to start looking at this, because those are the things that affect your day to day. That same little motherfucker that get locked up for shooting up the block, that's back out in 2 days, what you think he gonna be doing? In another 2 days, shooting up the block. He ain't got shit to lose. Motherfucker going, he terrorizing the fucking victims and shit. Terrorizing the fucking witnesses. I mean, not the victims, but the family of the victims.
Little pistol starter, little starter pistol, get out on bond with no bond, no bond, and he back out on the streets. And he know your ass told, he know your ass talk to the police. What the fuck you think he gonna do?
Right? When you closest to the pain, when you hear the gunshots in your community, that begs a different reaction versus it being someplace else and you just kind of happen to catch it on the news. This was real for some people, but it's been happening in communities all across our city. And I'm saying to you, enough is enough. I've been a police officer in this city for over 30 years. I've been born and raised right here in this city. Started my patrol career right here in this district. And the way that we're going and the things that we're trying to do, we want to help people. Yes, we should.
And you see what I mean when I say why it's so important for the majority of your police officers? What did I say? I believe I said upwards of 60% of your police officers that are policing in your district, in your communities, they need to be from those communities. Because this dude is out here, he ain't grandstanding. He's out here because of what he said. Man, I've been here for 30 years. I grew up here. I lived in this area. This is my home. And when you have that type of person that's so invested just because of it being their roots, it makes a difference in how they approach the job. It makes a difference as to what they actually care about. He's not trying to juke the stats. He's not trying to get on TV and talk that shit Lori Lightfoot was talking. Well, technically, crime based on the statistics year over year, and if you look at those numbers month over month, year over year, crime has actually gone down. Not acknowledging the fact that it's certain motherfucking crimes y'all ain't even counting no more. Not to acknowledge the fact that, yeah, you comparing these numbers to the fucking season of riots that you had going on last year. It's because she don't care. Because she has nothing invested in the city of Chicago. It's just a check. And that's the same thing for David Brown, the police superintendent in Chicago. Nothing invested. Man, I'm here from D.C. off of a bullshit ass termination I got there. I'm up here now. I'm trying to get a check. Them niggas like Young Thug. And I got a little check. Nigga got a job. Now I got a fucking check. That's all them niggas is doing. I lost my job in Dallas. Now I got a fucking check. Came up to Chicago. Now I got a fucking check. That's all they doing. The check, and not to say that they not even trying to do their job. I'm just saying the check is first. The check is first and foremost. I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to keep my motherfucking job until I can't keep my job no more. That's just the approach they're going to take. And it's because they don't have anything invested because it ain't where they from. You protect your home a whole different way than you'll go protect somebody else's shit. Just saying, that's just how it is. I mean, because it's close to home. It's home. This is where I live. This is where I lay my head. This is where my family is. This is where my kids play. This is where my wife go to the grocery store. All of that shit matters. And it's different when it's just your house compared to somebody else's house. It just is. I can follow some rules and enforce some policies and all that shit, but when it's mine, I'm going to give a little bit more about it. I'm going to get that little extra. You're going to get a little more effort out of me because it's mine.
But you cannot coddle violent criminals. You cannot. You cannot treat violent criminals who are out here making communities unsafe for you, for your loved ones, for me, for my loved ones. They might not want a job. They might not. They might not need services. What they may require is to be off of our streets because they're making it unsafe for us. And if that's what it requires, then that's what it requires. And we have to own that. We have to own it because if not, we see more of this.
Exactly. And just to what you saying, it's perfect timing as to what you're saying, Blexit. He said David Brown, Lori Lightfoot, and Governor Pritzker are not from the state of Illinois and are not from Chicago. But the thing is, you have to ask yourself this. How the fuck did they get there? and who voted for him. It's just like when people talk about Obama. People will talk about Obama and all the fuck shit he did. And even myself, I have critiqued Obama on several occasions, but I'll be the first motherfucker to say I drank the Kool-Aid not once but twice. I fucked around and voted for this dude twice. Just saying, I will be the first one to say it. But you have to look at how these people got into office. And when it comes to and it matters, because when it comes to saying, well, you casting your vote for who, and you ask that question why, most black folks can't even speak to it. Most black folks can't even speak to why they voted for who they voted for. It's because they gonna say, well, they black. Well, they a woman. Well, they gay. Well, they ain't racist. Well, the other person was this, so I voted for him. No talking points. No agenda. No checklist of the things that they're gonna do for you and your community. None of that. It's just what is being said in the media and what's being said in the social media. And that's it. That's all you're doing. And Glenda said we all got finesse. And here's the thing, Glenda, because you're right. But I have come to understand and discover that we want to be finesse. The majority of black folks, the black vote want the black voter, the greater majority, and I'm talking upwards of 75 to 80%, want to be finessed. We want you to come and make us feel good in the moment. We want you to come and tell us what you think we want to hear. And once we give our vote, once we cast our vote, we'll never say nothing to you. We'll never hold you accountable. We'll never do anything because we don't want to make it seem like we done made the wrong choice. We want you to come and make us feel good, be smooth, do black stuff, say black lingo, dance to black music, just to show us that you like us in that moment. And once we see that, that's it. You got us. We yours. Our vote is yours. We're going to wear your t-shirts, your buttons. We're going to do all that shit, and it's all good. And we ain't going to give a fuck if you do something for us or not.
We see more of this in our communities. And then what happens? When someone's shot, people are outraged by it. I'm outraged every time. Every of those 922, a lot of those 198 that died of that, I stood over many of those. Many of them. Watching families suffer when they don't have to. Because we're putting violent criminals or allowing them to be back out in community. That's unacceptable. So what do we do about it? We have honest conversations with the people, the leadership, be it the police chief, be it council members, be it courts, be it whoever. It's easy. The police department, we're an easy target. You can easily focus on the
I don't understand what that means. More arguments against universal suffrage. Please explain or make it plain.
Police department, about what the police department did or didn't do. That's easy. I'm challenging you to look at the entire system. The laws that are in place for people who carry guns in our community, who do things to people in community, violent acts, are those things acceptable? Are they acceptable? And if whatever you say is acceptable, it's my responsibility to enforce that.
And here's the thing. What we're saying is acceptable when we're not saying anything. It's just that. When we don't say nothing because we don't want to be wrong. When we don't say nothing when we want to say white people do it too. When we don't say nothing because it's so egregious, the shit that we're seeing happening, and we don't want to say shit because we too busy just trying to talk about the victims.
because that's a heartstring story. That's a heartstring thing. It pulls at your heartstrings when you talk about a 8-month-old baby getting shot in the head. That's where the attention is. So we'll talk about and focus on that, but we won't talk about, well, why the fuck was this person even out? How did this person, why is this person not caught yet? What's going on with this person, and why did they get out on a $4,000 or $5,000 bond? Or why did this person get sent home on house arrest? When we're not asking those questions, then that's when it's us condoning it. We're saying it's okay. We're saying it's okay to let a Kim Fox do what she do and not say nothing about it when we know that it's some bullshit. We're saying it's okay when we see Hillary Clinton talking about she keep hot sauce in her purse when we know good and goddamn well she don't. We think we're condoning it and saying it's okay when we see Joe Biden get on here and say, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. We think that's okay because we don't want to criticize the candidate that we selected to back, because then we're saying that, oh, well, we fucked up. That's just like one of the things I've always said about Trump. It's like, I've never been one of the things that I don't like about Donald Trump is that because of his celebrity and because of his entitlement, because he got money, he think he can say whatever the hell he want, whenever the hell he want. And when you're a politician and when you're out in the public light like that, you can say what you want, but you need to choose and select your words carefully, because sometimes you can either say the wrong thing at the wrong time, or you can sound like a dumbass because of the choice of words that you're using. And he's notorious for that. I say what the fuck I want to say. Oh, goddamn it, I'm Donald Trump. I do what the fuck I want to do, say what the fuck I want to say. Nobody gonna say shit. And it sounds stupid. Or it's something that you say, well, if you gonna say that, you need to say it with some context. Not to say it my way, but I'm saying don't just say something for the sake of saying something. Come with some facts. Come with some logic and be able to explain why you're saying what you're saying. You're making a good argument for why universal vote. Yeah, I understood what suffrage was. Is not the most beneficial for society. You're saying I'm making a good argument for why universal suffrage is not the most beneficial for society? Are you talking about how when they just talking about the right to vote as far as however many ballots we send out and however many ballots we get back, we just vote? If that's what you're talking about, I get it. But if you're talking about it the other way, then I don't. So we can keep moving.
That's my job, to respond to those things that the community say, this is what the standard is. If some people knew what the standard is, what the outcome is on the other end of some of these cases, it would blow your mind. Why is it that a guy who murdered somebody is out in community after having been arrested 2 or 3 months prior with a firearm? What do we think he was going to do? The recidivism rate for violent offenders is the highest that we've seen anywhere. 87%, I think, in that area for people who carry guns. They use them.
And basically, and the reason why nobody's like really able to say anything is because he's just telling the truth. He's telling the facts. We got people that are carrying guns, that are getting caught with guns, that are just getting put back out on the streets. What do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do? Just what it is like, and the whole thing is like, we will be, and just like, and even to the point that you made, Glenn, about it being condescending. Politicians have always been condescending. Who else put in there about going to black churches and stuff like that when it's campaigning season? When they run, and then you start seeing all these and my thing would be, I'm not going to even be so much as to say it's the politician's fault. It's more the preacher's fault. It's more the preacher's fault. Y'all got somebody coming in here to talk to y'all. Y'all are supposed to be shepherds. I gotta put these preachers on blast and tell the truth. Y'all are supposed to be shepherds, right? The saints are supposed to be the sheep, so you're supposed to be protecting the sheep. You're supposed to be leading the sheep. Then why would you bring somebody who ain't been to your church and put them up in your church, in the pulpit, right before you about to bring the word? But you got this person that we don't know, and that just because you saying they good, that's it. No agenda. No, hey, this is what he gonna do for us. No, hey, this is what we charging him to get for us. No, hey, this is what he gonna do for us. None of that. They come with the same old bullshit talking about, I'm so glad to be in here with worship with y'all. Y'all choir is amazing. This is such a wonderful service. I really enjoyed myself, and I can't wait to come back. Motherfucker, we won't see your ass back until it's about 3 to 4 months before you run. Then we ain't gonna be able to get rid of your punk ass. Or they get up there, don't go to the church, don't see him in the community or nowhere, and then they give you that, I'll be the first black woman to ever make it if I can get in, y'all. It's time for a change. Let's get a black woman in here. I'm going to be the first brother to ever run in this position, and if I get it, then we can bring about some change. Yeah, that's right. Let's do it. Nigga, I don't even know you. I've never even seen you before. Why would I just be like, I'm going to vote for your ass because you'll be the first? What does that have to do with anything? And like I said, that's the preacher's responsibility. That's the preacher's fault for doing that. You ain't coming with us saying, look, here's what this guy is going to do for us. He going to get us this. He going to get us $40,000 for a scholarship or something. He gonna replace all of the street lights or whatever. You ain't got nothing that this motherfucker saying except saying he gonna be this person and he'll be able to look out for us. What the fuck does that mean? You got a judge coming to your church. I want to be like, hey, judge, can I call you if my son get locked up? Can I call your ass if my son got a case or my daughter locked up or something? Can I call you and find out what the fuck we can get? If you can't get no type of why would I give you my vote if I can't get nothing for it? And all we do is clap. Yeah, we see you, white man, in our church, acting like you enjoying yourself, talking about how great the music sounds, and won't see him no more. It's irresponsible. It's irresponsible for you to bring somebody into your pulpit, put them up in your church, and then have them just show up because you say they all right, and then that's it, and expect everybody to go out and vote for them.
I'm mad as hell about this, and I hope y'all are too. I really do. Because I like coming to 14th Street. I like going to Chicken and Whiskey and getting my chicken out of there and my plantain and everything, my rice, my crab rice. I love that. And I don't want to be so afraid for my wife to go there.
Good. That sounds good. They say DC got some, is it DC or Maryland? They say Maryland, I think Baltimore. They got some real good seafood out there. That sound good though. He said crab rice. Sound good.
Because some knucklehead in community decided to pull out a gun and fire it at 8:20 in the evening. That is unacceptable. So what do we do about it? What do we do about it? Do we go back to our regular spaces and, back saying, okay, yeah, we made plenty of legislation and reform efforts for the police. Look at the entire system, folks. That's all I'm asking you to do. Look at the system. How are we holding people accountable? What does that accountability look like, and is it okay with you? On that note, I want us to walk and talk.
All right, so once again, we've been listening into this live.
And my thing would be this. I understand that, especially when it comes to the police officer, the top brass, that there's a political aspect to this. But to those police officers, I guess my expectation would be, y'all wasn't voted in. The police chiefs, the police superintendents, y'all wasn't voted in. Y'all need to be the main ones telling the people what is going on in their communities and how to fix it. That's all I'm saying. Y'all need to stop being the ones that's just trying to be out there for the political, where we just go, take some pictures, put some dope on the table, put some guns on the table, and look like we're doing something. Y'all need to be the ones talking and saying, hey, look, you know that shooting we had yesterday? Well, here's where my officers are at with this. Ain't nobody talking to them in the community. We done knocked on everybody's door and ain't nobody saying nothing. I'm just bringing this up because when it comes time to finding justice for Durante, this is why we don't get justice. Because y'all won't talk to us. Y'all won't help us do our jobs. Those are the things that we need to hear and people need to hear so they'll see, yeah, this is there, we see what's going on. So that people will understand why their community is the way that it is when it's being riddled with violence.
Update from police there in the D.C. area. Now, this, again, was a chaotic scene last.
Calvin said, Brian, is there any city that's tough on crime? Yep. Go to the greater majority of your red states. They're not having this problem. Yes, there has been an uptick in crime across the country because motherfuckers ain't working. But when you're talking about these inner cities that are ran by black folk, that are ran by liberal folk, this is what you get. It's people still getting shot in Oak Cliff here in Dallas. It's people getting shot still in the hood and all that. That's still happening. But it's not running rampant because they don't fuck around here in Texas. Pull that bullshit if you want to. Ain't nobody talking about defunding shit here in Texas. They ain't talking that defund shit in Florida. They not talking that defunding shit in these areas where they know, hey man, look, this ain't the way. We're not trying to just make shit look good, make the optics look good around this. They're not trying. Look at where these cities are. Your Detroits. Your Chicago's. When you look at those areas, when you look at those cities, you can just go down the road. Your Baltimores, your Watts, your Comptons. When you see all that shit and you see what's happening, look at New York. I just got a video the other day of y'all seen that video of that old man getting beat up by that dude, that young boy? Just wailing on that old man. Ain't nobody doing shit. But you can't have no guns to protect yourself though. No.
Last night, as gunfire had sent a crowd running, and police arrived on scene to find two men with gunshot wounds. You're taking a look in that right-hand box at some of that video from just last night. What we're going to do is send some of our viewers off into a quick 2-minute break.
If you can, send me that, Chris V.
More coming your way after that.
I think the first thing that we need to do, we look at cases, right? We follow cases through the system.
And you know what? It's like they ain't talking that defunding shit here in Dallas, but Dallas is understaffed. Houston, understaffed. They need police officers. They begging motherfuckers to be the police in Dallas. Everywhere you go, they advertising the shit here and everything. They were here in Dallas. They were even having job fairs for the police. He said Detroit was a white man though. Yeah, but they didn't have a nigga there. What the fuck did Kwame do when he was in there? There it is. But when you look at the in a lot of those cities too though, Calvin, look at the police chief. Look at the majority of the upper brass in those police departments. Look at the district attorneys. Look at the prosecuting attorneys in these areas. It's a thing. The reason why I pointed that out and said it was niggas in these positions is because it ain't no thing where, you know how they so racist here and ain't no black folks got no good jobs. Nope. Detroit is been the great. I mean, I'm talking about 95% of Detroit has always been ran by black folks for the past 50 years. Niggas been running Detroit. That's a fact. Niggas been running Detroit since the late 70s, early 80s. Niggas been running Detroit. Look at it. Just look at it. Mismanaged. Y'all remember the video I did about the councilmen and shit can't even have civil conversations without talking about fighting each other and shit like that? Shit was funny, but it was factual. These niggas can't even get along and run fucking gut and run the city. You got shit happening like Flint water. The schools and shit are fucked up. Schools had fucking mold and shit everywhere. Doors rusted out. The floors were so fucked up because they didn't have money to keep to maintain the schools. That mushrooms was growing up through the fucking tile in the school. It's ridiculous. And not to say that it ain't other cities that are white ran that are fucked up too. I'm just saying that to say we won't even take care of our own when we got the keys. That's all I'm saying. Look at what's going on in Chicago. You have a black mayor and a black superintendent. Crime is through the fucking roof. Has been. Not even a glimpse of it saying, oh, well, you know, it's getting better. Bullshit. And can't none of them even get along. Look at the alderman arguing with the motherfucking, with the mayor. They can't even get along. Right, Marion Barry. Smoke crack, got his job back. Y'all remember Chris Rock when he talked about it? But it's us that have an opportunity to put them in that position, and we continue to do it, but we don't hold them accountable. I'm not saying don't vote for niggas. All I'm saying is whoever you vote for, you need to keep yourself in a position to actually hold them accountable. They should know these motherfucking niggas will come to my office. These niggas will not vote for me next term. Because that's when you can actually get shit done.
That's important. We understand from council members, we understand from police, we understand from prosecutors, we understand from judges, we understand the different perspectives, because everyone has a perspective. And I think as residents begin to kind of understand these things, how the system actually works, I think we will be in a better place as a result of that. And sometimes it's having community forums like this, but perhaps someplace else, when you have those representatives there to kind of talk about the different perspectives that are there. For example, let's say you have a robbery, you got a guy charged with robbery, gun, or something like that. I'll just use that as an example. Well, the sentence range for that, let's say it's between 2 years and 15 years. A judge can issue a sentence or guidance compliant sentence with a person receiving 2 years as a penalty for putting that gun in your face and for robbing you. Well, that person who does that does not necessarily have to do all 2 of those years. He or she might do a percentage of that time, and then the rest of the time on probation is also considered sentence compliant or guideline compliant. So that person who stuck that gun in your face.
And that's why I say that mandatory sentencing is important. All of that, well, I get good time, and I get a day for a day, and I get a day and a half for every day of good time I got. And once I do 50% of my time, I can do the rest from home. Nope. Nope. Wrong. Wrong. Now, I do understand that, hey, sometimes shit can get crowded and stuff like that. I would be okay with non-violent offenders being able to get they last, maybe 20% of their time. If they ain't had no incidents, they ain't had no problems, no write-ups and no shit like that, then they could do that on house arrest. I wouldn't mind something like that would be fair. But these motherfucking violent offenders, repeat offenders, nope. Nope. You got less than 3 offenses and they give your ass a sit down and you gotta do 3 years. Your last 6 months of that 3 years doing it from home. Okay, I can see that. You've been a model inmate, no problems, no issues. I can see that. But these motherfuckers that got fucking all kind of aggravated assault, aggravated battery, I pistol whip a motherfucker to damn near to death. I done maimed me a motherfucker and all that. No. You gotta do that whole ride, player. You gotta do that whole ride. Sat down. Cause I don't want your ass thinking the next, because here's the thing, here's what happens. Criminals start thinking what they can get for that time. And then they'll start factoring in. Oh, I do good time. I get a day for a day. So that 6 years that I really, that I'm going to get sentenced for, I'm really only going to have to do about 3.5 of that. Then I could probably do the last maybe 6 months of that on house arrest. So I'm really only going to be able to lock up for like 3 years on a 6-year bid. Yeah, I could do that. That year I may have to do because I ain't went to court and shit. I got held in contempt of court or whatever it is. Yeah, I could just, probably just do like 4 months. And then I can get on good time. And then I can get house arrest for the last 3. Get these motherfuckers all that time. For these violent offenses. Your ass go around with a pistol robbing motherfuckers. Sit your ass down. Full time. Fuck that 85%, that 63%, nope, 100% player. Sit down.
Rob you within a certain period of time back out in the community. Is that time that we have set, is that acceptable? Because when we start talking about this issue, especially when it comes from me, the issue becomes, oh, you're talking about mass incarceration. I'm not talking about mass incarceration. I'm talking about keeping people safe in community.
Exactly.
Why is it that hold on 1 second, sir. I'm going to come to you in a second. One second, okay?
And my thing would be this. I like the fact that he out here talking to these people. And it should be more people from the community out there doing that. It's like you have to show people that you in it and that you give a shit so that you can get their buy-in. So when you do have suggestions and things like that, you can get the people's buy-in. You can make shit happen. That's good that these guys are out here like this. This is the top cop. This ain't no regular, no detective or no shit like that. But my thing would be this. If I was the chief of police, I would have all my upper brass doing this. Not just me. Have them captains and shit get up off y'all ass and go out here and talk to the people. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, don't fucking matter. Get your ass out here. What would that look like? What would that really look like? I mean, would that not set a good police presence when you got not just you being the top cop, you got all your upper brass out there. You got your captains, you got your lieutenants are pretty much they out for the most part. But you having your captains, your superintendents, your chiefs, you having them out there in them streets too? And I ain't just talking about motherfucking coming out there, at lunchtime doing a lunch and learn. No, I'm talking about all y'all motherfuckers need to do a motherfucking shift where y'all out there in these streets and not sitting in your fucking car. I want to see y'all asses going on calls. I want to see y'all asses showing the fuck up. Standing out there talking to the people when shit go down. Real talk. Or y'all bring y'all punk ass out here with me. Come on, we working nights. We working that third shift. See all you motherfuckers that back out here at motherfucking 11 o'clock. Get y'all ass out here. Do a motherfucking 3 to 11 shift and go on some calls. That shit matters. Judge dropped murder charges after a no-show of prosecutor from St. Louis. After St. Louis Circuit Attorney Office Kim Gardner. Attorney's Office Kim Gardner. Drop charges, murder charges, because a motherfucker prosecutor didn't show up. And ain't nobody saying shit about it. Ain't nobody showing the fuck up. Ain't nobody out in front of these motherfuckers protesting. But we'll protest when we feel a motherfucker that got shot, even though they had a gun, even though they pointed it at the police, when that motherfucker gets shot by the police because he white. Shit's ridiculous.
Press peace at the end. Let's do the walk here. Okay. But that's just kind of a little bit of some of the things that happen in that space that I think residents really need to really look at.
Y'all got any other things?
Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna have time for questions here.
I think what residents, whatever it is that residents want to see, I have my definition, certainly, but I think it's what residents want to see. We can go across the water to our neighbors in Virginia. They're not very far from here, right? Why is it they don't see the same level? They got poor African Americans, they got poor Latinos, they got poor whites, they have poverty issues, they have all of those things. But why is it they don't have that? When people get incarcerated, what happens then? When a little bit of some of the things that happen.
Listen to what he say.
That I think residents
because he's about to
really
make a great fucking point. And this is what I've said before about when you look at places like here in Texas, comparing it to Chicago. What's the difference? What's the difference? Gun laws and motherfuckers here ain't fucking around on crime. That's all it is. It's all about your legislation. It's all about the politics in those areas. Are you tough on crime or are you lax on it? Are you for or pro people being able to defend themselves when it comes to Second Amendment stuff, or you're not? That shit matters. Do you realize that all of the places that have these inner cities where you got blacks or you got niggas or minorities, whatever case you want to call us, do you realize that every city that has stiff gun laws have high violent crime areas? That has to mean something. That's not a coincidence. That's not a fucking Republican or conservative talking point. That's a fucking fact.
Y'all got any other things?
Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna have time for questions here.
I think what residents, whatever it is that residents want to see, I have my definition, certainly, but I think it's what residents want to see. We can go across the water to our neighbors in Virginia. They're not very far from here, right? Why is it they don't see the same level? They got poor African Americans, they got poor Latinos, they got poor whites, they have poverty issues, they have all of those things. But why is it they don't have that? When people get incarcerated, what happens then? When they commit violent acts in the community? And why is it the District of Columbia, why are we any different?
Virginia doesn't
we
have
can walk and talk.
Yes,
ma'am.
You knew like
All right, so our camera is going to be doing a little bit of moving around. There was a official police press conference that's going to be scheduled here just 15 minutes from now, but you can see the media followed along the police chief here as he's talking with some concerned citizens and residents in this area. Again, this shooting did take place just last night outside of a restaurant, so it happened outside. It did look like it could possibly have been a targeted attack. Now, both of those two men, one was shot in the arm, one shot in the chest. They are considered to have non-life-threatening injuries. We're going to continue to listen in. This is Live, Raw, and Unfiltered, what we do here for you on Live Now from Fox.
Same amount of people that are standing right here would be on 14th and Irving. This shit happens all the time. And God bless. I was devastated to hear about what happened down here. Devastated. But it happens in my neighborhood all the time.
Yes, ma'am. A lot of
And I
neighborhoods.
wish the same support that's happening right here on Q Street was happening on Irving Street.
Yes, ma'am.
Great point. And here's the thing. So she's saying, like, all y'all motherfuckers done came down here in this busy area where it be some of everybody, but over in my area in the hood, it ain't like this. That's when you hold their feet to the fire. That's when you say, hey, when this shit is happening, y'all motherfuckers need to come out here. But the other side to that is, when we do come out here, y'all motherfuckers got to play ball and y'all got to help us do this shit. It ain't just all on us. It's on y'all. This is y'all block. This y'all community. This is y'all. This y'all area. This your area. If you don't care about your area and your block more than me, then why would I care about it more than you? Just saying. Police show up, y'all should be the main motherfucker saying, I saw everything, officer. Let me explain it to you. I videoed it and I can give you a written statement and all that.
So,
Well, let's do your neighborhood.
I would like to do my
Let's do your
I want you to come to
Yeah,
my
oh,
neighborhood.
absolutely, I will. They recovered a gun there last
I
night.
know,
Let's
and
do
can I
your
tell you
neighborhood.
something? I
Yes,
was
ma'am.
sitting on my back porch and I heard these 4 pops.
Right.
And I was thinking, you know what, all the time, I hear this all the time. And I see people scatter all the time. It breaks my heart.
Mine too, and that's unacceptable.
Right.
That's unacceptable behavior. And so when those people are identified, how are we holding them accountable? That's the message I'm trying.
No,
that guy who recovered, who they took a gun off last night. What's happening with that guy's case right now? Right now,
Right.
because he could be back in community today, and that makes communities
But you know what's
unsafe.
so sad? I see people back in the community. I see people doing violent crimes, and I see them back in my community months later.
And see, and I would have put her ass on blast and been like, so when was the last time you came down to the courthouse? When was the last time you came down to the mayor's office? When was the last time you came to the district attorney's office? When was the last time you came down there? If y'all ain't getting out and coming out to actually find out what's going on and to hold them people accountable, you gonna get what you get. She out there now because this motherfucker out walking the streets. That's great. And and the thing is, it's a good message and a good presence to have, and it's a great photo op. But what happens tonight when the police come down your block after the shooting? Where are you gonna be at? What happens 2 weeks from now when you see the same little nigga selling dope at the trap house that's 3 houses down from you? What you gonna do? Are you gonna call the police, or you just gonna sit back and say, it needs to stop? We need to get people out here. This is great. This is great, but it needs to be on my block too. Yeah, but you need to be on your block. You need to be the motherfucker out there saying, well, hey, look, I've called the police on 8 different occasions in the past 2 months about this drug house. How come ain't nobody did nothing about it? That's the thing that you need to be able to hit people with and say, hey, I'm doing my part. I'm informing y'all of the fuck shit that's happening, and y'all ain't doing shit. Just like how he's saying, I'm arresting these bad guys, and y'all motherfucking lawyers and y'all motherfucking judges ain't doing y'all part.
And it breaks my heart.
It breaks my.
You know how many times she done said it breaks my heart? Ma'am, we don't give a fuck about your heart being broke. We give a fuck about what you doing. This ain't about you and your heart. This is about the community, the block, the area, the neighborhood, and all that. This is not about your heart and if it's broken or not.
My heart, ma'am, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm calling attention to. That's what I'm calling attention to.
Get your ass on.
Hey, folks, how y'all doing? Hey.
So once again, you're taking this live, raw, and unfiltered look here on Live Now from Fox of the police chief. Now, he is, of course, talking with some of those community members, but he was visiting the site of where that shooting took place just last night. Again, 2 people were injured, but people who were eating and dining in that area did say they heard about 20 gunshots ringing out into the evening air as they had this, again, targeted attack. Now, police have been asking for information that could lead to the arrest of these two suspects. They're offering a $10,000 reward that helps lead them to the conviction. And again, we did have a scheduled press conference coming up, but you can see he's just chatting with the community, and that's what we're listening into here live on Unfiltered.
It is.
We have asked for police, and I'm a former ANC commissioner. We've asked for police in the past. We need police now. We don't see them on bikes. We don't see them in cars.
You will see them on bikes. They were here last night. We have extended overtime. The officers will be out here. But the other thing that I will say to you in this,
Him saying they extended overtime is an indicator that they have not staffed. One of the things that you won't hear, and just they don't put this information out, and they shouldn't, is that a lot of police departments are understaffed. They are not at their minimum requirement, that quota that they're supposed to be at, to have this many officers per this many people and all that kind of good stuff. They will not be at that and will let you know, because it would embolden the criminals. But one of the key indicators that shows that is when you have police departments and police officers and everybody's working overtime. We've extended overtime, and it's not like during a specific time where like there's some type of event or something like that going on. When it's just we've extended overtime, that means we understaffed. We don't have enough cops. And when you have people, when you have the politicians and the political activist groups, political terrorist groups go out and demonize policing, this is what you get. You get more of it. It makes it 10 times harder when you got people out here talking about all police are racist, defund the police, these cops are hunting us down every day like animals. When you have that happening every day, and that's the narrative that's being pushed by social media and the mainstream media, that's what you get. That's what you get.
we're dealing with this right now. This is not making any excuses, just telling you what it is. Our department right now, we're 200 officers short from where we were this time last year, and we are.
I ain't even seen all of this. This is all new, but you see what he just said. I ain't even been through this part. 200 officers short. Do you know how many? Dude, 200 officers short. That lets you know what it is.
Projected to be less than that.
So we're blaming all of this on the pandemic. It's having an effect.
I'm not, sir. What I'm saying is that's where we are. We're 200 some officers short of where we were last time. So what is the community's response to that? And who are we talking to about that? Is that acceptable?
And here's the thing. Let me just go ahead and help this officer out real quick. This is the main reason why you should absolutely be in favor of having lax gun laws for your citizens, so you can have as many legally armed citizens as you possibly can to help protect themselves and each other. The odds of you having enough police officers to protect and to patrol a major city, especially in a high crime urban area, is slim to none. You'll never get there. But what will curb that is when you got people like here in Texas. Damn near everybody got a gun. There's a very strong gun culture here in Texas. Everybody has the expectation of the other person having a gun. That's why you don't see a bunch of run up shootings, run up stabbings, people just walking and getting their ass kicked, people getting their ass beat in the Walmarts, and well, they fighting the Walmarts, but I'm saying, well, got people just getting their purses snatched and all that shit. Don't run rampant here because there's so many people here that are law-abiding citizens that carry guns. People know that. And those people that still do it, they are taking such a high risk chance that they like, shit, it's either this or I don't eat. Or they just don't give a fuck. But when you have it to where people can carry guns, they can protect themselves, they can protect their loved ones. That's why you don't have a lot of this shit, like a lot of carjackings and shit going on. Carjacking was up 200% in Chicago. Shit ain't happening here. Why we ain't up 200% here? Because motherfuckers know motherfuckers got guns here. And that shit matters. And DC could take a page out of that book. That's why with us going constitutional carry makes all the sense in the world. You should not get to tell me how I get to defend myself and my family. You have to be able to take your own security into your hands. Yes, you need the police, absolutely, but you need to be able to take care of yourself in a life or death situation, and that means you need to have a weapon to do so.
I got
None of that is
no, absolutely it's not. And when you have the resources that you have, we will use every available resource to do what it is we need to do. But people need to speak up about where they are. And see, right now, you know.
Well, I'm happy to speak up.
Thank you, and I appreciate you.
And I've been one of those that's attended the third
Thank you.
district civic action meetings with citizens. I've been one of those.
Absolutely.
I've been part of community policing for 20 years.
Right. So is it acceptable for you that your police department has 215 less officers than what we had last time?
No.
Is that acceptable to you?
It's not acceptable.
Then who are we telling about it?
Well, I'm telling you, I've already talked to your public relations.
Okay, cool. You good to go? All right, perfect.
He straight walked off on that motherfucker, didn't he? But what I get the point that he's making is that you have to realize that, man, look, this is where we at. And if it's not acceptable to you and you showing up to the community thing, then that's part of the fight. And that's what everybody needs to be doing. Everybody needs to be able to say, yep, I talked to this person, I show up to the community events and all of that shit. Now you need to be making your list and checking it twice so that you can hold them accountable. Because if you go through all of this and you're talking, 3 to 6 months later and there still ain't no change, then just coming back and telling me that officers are short and all that shit, that ain't gonna do it. What are the plans? Where are the task force? Where are the specific focus areas at in the city? Because we see where a focus area is now, down there where them white folks go spend that money, down there where them niggas who got money spend their money. You can't go down there and shoot around and have a shootout there and think that it's gonna be unanswered. No, we're gonna have the chief down here walking around seeing what the fuck is going on. You can have that same response in your own community if you gave a shit about your own community, about your own block. Exactly. ACG Stereo Man said, an armed society is a polite society. And when he was a cop, he would always encourage citizens to arm themselves. It makes perfect sense. If somebody broke in my house right now, I don't have to wait for the police in order to protect myself. Can everybody else say the same? Anybody else that's watching this right now, can you say the same thing? If you ain't at your house and your wife at your house or your girlfriend at your house or whoever is at your house and somebody broke in, would they be able to protect themselves? Or you got to wait for the police? What if the police are short 200 officers? Or like in Chicago, over 600 officers? And that's below the minimum standards. Just saying. Those things matter. When it's seconds, when you are in a situation where your life is on the line or in danger or in jeopardy, it's all a matter of seconds. Not minutes, not hours. It's seconds. So that's just something to think about, man. We have got to care about our own shit a lot more than what we do. And it starts in your own home. Then it starts with your neighbor's home. Then it starts with your block. Then it starts with your area, your community. That's where it starts, with you in your house and moving forward from there. You shouldn't be able to go, if you can go in the neighborhood, in your own neighborhood, and point out all the dope spots, and the police don't have that list, and there's not an active investigation to see what's going on at them dope spots, shame on you. Shame on you, because it's like the whole thing about the drug game, gang banging is funded by dope money. So if I can't sell dope, I can't effectively gang bang. If I can't effectively gang bang, I can't own the streets. If I can't own and run the streets, I'm not a gang. I can't do shit. Just saying. Oh yeah, James, I got that video too about them police officers that drove off. I can't wait to do that. That's next. Well, not next as tonight, but tomorrow. I'll be doing that. Or it's tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do it tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Friday. But that stuff matters. The impact of drugs in your community is direct because people can't sell drugs without being in a gang. So you want to stop the gang violence. You want to stop the shootings and the killings. It starts with the drugs. The dope money is what matters the most. People fight over blocks so that they can sell more drugs, so that they can gain more power. They got to buy more guns so that they can shoot at ops, take over blocks, and increase their territory. If I can enlarge my territory, I can enlarge my gang, I can increase my numbers, I can have more control and more power over the streets. 1 + 1 = 2. If I can't make no money, I can't buy no guns. If I can't buy no guns, I can't defeat no opposition. If I can't defeat no ops, I can't take over no blocks. And if I can't take over no blocks, I can't sell no rocks. That rhymes. I should be a rapper. But that's how it is. You have to be in a position to take care of yourself. I hope that this video helped somebody become a better version of themselves. I did it. An hour and a half. That's what's up. I just want to thank everybody for coming through tonight. I appreciate you all. Thank you to everybody that donated. I did not even finish sharing out the show, but you guys, please click the like button. Please click the subscribe button if this is your first time checking me out. Shout out to everybody on the United Guns of America in the VIP section. My man Derek Smith. Shout out to CJ Gunn over there and Anthony Red, Way of Life. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you click the like button. Leave your comments in the comments section. And like I said, you have to realize that active policing is a great thing. It works. It works. It does. But we have to be active in our own communities, and that starts with us being active in our own homes and on our own blocks. Hold these politicians accountable. Hold these people that are asking for your vote accountable. If they asking for your vote, they need to be giving you something. It's that simple. You can't have my vote. I ain't talking about safer I ain't talking about safer neighborhoods, safer community. No, I'm talking about some shit. We're going to redo all your parks. We're going to institute your midnight basketball league or some shit. We're going to get you some money so that you can have some better daycare. So you can, it got to be some shit like that. We're going to give each school $100,000 in your area. Something. We're going to give you a community center. It's got to be something, because that way you can say, hey, this is what you said. This is what we agreed upon. You ain't did it. We voting for somebody else. Well, I couldn't just get it done. It was, the white man in the system. Nope. All right, fine. Go ahead on. We're going to get somebody else. That's it. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate the show. I appreciate you guys coming through tonight. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to all of the people that clicked the like button. I appreciate y'all so much. I love you guys. Y'all have a good night. Peace. And I'm out. Oh, wait. Let me double check and make sure. See if anybody donated. I don't think so, because I didn't hear nothing go off. Nope. They did not. Come on, man. I hate that thing. It always takes all day to upload. Nope, didn't nobody else donate. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace. And I'm out.
What's going on, everybody out there in the internet world? It's me, Brian Redmond, also known as the Relationship Rehab. And I need you to do two things. What are those 2 things? Subscribing to both my channels. I need you to go to the Relationship Rehab, subscribe to that channel, and then I need you to go to United Guns of America and go to that channel. Now you may be asking, why would I do that, Brian? Because it's 2 of the hottest channels on the internet. Come over there, give me your thoughts, give me your opinions, have conversations, because that's what it's all about. We talk about some of everything: politics, relationships, guns, law enforcement, community stuff. Anything that's happening, I'm willing to have a conversation about it, so come on over. You don't got nothing else to lose, and you ain't got nothing else to do. So come to my channel, subscribe ASAP, and join in on the fun. Twice the entertainment, 2 channels, twice the fun. Come on and have a funky good time with your boy. Peace, and I'm out.